Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. Now, Lord of the Rings fans, Simon has done a solve video for every one of the puzzles in Blobs' brilliant Lord of the Rings Sudoku hunt that was last month's Patreon reward. And for the $3 a month Patreons who get to see the reward videos, those are now available on Patreon and they're most amusing to watch in my opinion. So if you want more Simon solving Sudoku videos, that's what to watch. Now don't switch off my one. I think this one's going to be a very interesting puzzle actually today. The heat is on by Furba, who is new, I believe, to the channel and has sent us this puzzle to have a look at. It's got ultra-fast thermometers and a bizarre anti-entropy rule. We'll get to that in a moment. Now, mentioning the patron rewards, this month's is only just live, and yet hundreds and hundreds of people have solved it already. It pauses a 6x6 Sudoku, but 10 puzzles, 9 of them are 6x6 Sudokus, the other one's only 4x4. So give them a try. They are fabulous puzzles. It's a great set. Pause is talking about doing a harder set at some point in the future, and we look forward to that. But these ones are very approachable, and loads of people have written to us to say this is the first time they've finished a Patreon reward. So join us on Patreon, give it a go. You can be on the list this time. We will be getting lists for all the patron rewards that we haven't put lists out. We'll be getting them out soon. Well, I'm committing to that. We'll see. Anyway, there's always great stuff on Patreon. And of course in our apps where we have Thermo Sudoku, amongst others. Although this is not normal Thermo Sudoku today. But do check the apps out. They're on the links under the video, along with our merch and Sven's SUDOKU pad, which are great possible purchases for you to consider. But there's also the way to the Discord server. There's tons of Sudoku content there. All sorts of things going on. We recommend it all very highly. Now, Simon, as I say, has put those videos up on Patreon, and you can watch all 10 videos now. So that's where to go for your first extra content. Oh, what have we got? Somebody is trailing some sort of bumpy metal thing on the road outside. I wish they wouldn't do that. It's worse than a maverick. Anyway, let's have a look at the rules of Furba's puzzle. Normal Sudoku rules apply, so we will at least get to put 1 to 9 in every row, column and box. Now, I mean, look at this grid. There's nothing in it. There's 4 tiny thermos of 3 cells each. How can we fill this with numbers? Right, here we go. How we can fill it with numbers is no pair of orthogonally adjacent cells, and I think that means anywhere in the grid, there, or any domino in the grid, can contain digits from the same entropic set. The entropic sets are low, 1, 2, and 3, middle 4, 5 and 6, and high 7, 8 and 9. So slice your keypad into 3 horizontal segments and consider them of different entropies. And you mustn't have a 1 next to a 2 or a 3, a 4 next to a 5 or a 6, a 7 next to an 8 or a 9, or any of those pairs, any of those trios sitting next to each other, which is a very minimalistic rule. And now the thermometers. Okay, they're not normal thermometers. Along thermometers, digits increase by at least 3 at a time, starting from the bulb end. So this is why they're the opposite of slow thermos, which increase by 0 or more every time. These increase by 3 or more every time. So we might go 1, 4, 7, or we might go 1, 5, 9. This is baffling. This grid is so empty, it's bonkers. There's a puzzle, there's a video title. I'm going to see what we make of this. I don't know. I'm hoping I can get through it. I've no idea how to approach it. Do give it a try on the link under the video. See if you can work out. Even how to approach it would be quite something, let alone solving it. Let's get cracking, because I don't understand. How do we start doing anything? Okay. How do we start doing anything? These thermos, they increase by at least 3 each time. So the lowest digit you could start with, the highest digit you could start with is a 3. so that you could then increase to 6 and 9. And that means all the bulbs are low, and we'll colour them blue. All the centres of the 3-cell thermos are middly. They're going to have to come from 4, 5 and 6 to allow a digit to precede them and a digit to follow them. And these final ones are going to have to be high. The lowest you could go is 7. Okay, so we can colour those now. Every cell in the grid is blue for low, yellow for middly, or orange for high. And some of these cells now touch 2 other colours, so they must be the 3rd colour. And I suppose we're going to have to try and colour the whole grid. And I know from puzzles in the past by, well, especially by full deck and missing a few cards, that there are patterns that repeat in each box to colour grids in this way. Oh, and look, I've got 3 blues now in box, box 7. So I can colour the rest of the box, actually. Because each row, column and box is going to have 3 blues, the numbers 1, 2, 3 in it, and no more. So this it touches orange. See, I was achieving this because it touched yellow and orange, so it has to be the 3rd colour, and this one the same. But this touches orange, so it can't be orange, and it has 3 blues in the box. So we've changed the protocol a little bit there. And then we have to go orange, yellow, yellow, orange, yellow, orange. Maybe we should go red for high, just for the contrast and using all the primary colours. How about that? Is that better for you? Right, red is high. That's good. Now, can we do anything else? I'm not sure that we can. Oh yeah, hang on. We've got to get 3 reds into this column. Well, we can't put 1 there, and the other 2 have to be not touching each other. So they're in those positions, and then the yellows go there. Okay, so we can do a bit. This now touches yellow and blue, so that's red. So you can see that there are ways to get a little bit done here. Now, we've got 2 reds. You know, I don't like cells like this because it only sees reds, so it could be blue or yellow. One of these 2 is yellow. Ah, that's quite neat. Okay, I said one of these 2 is yellow because I'm looking at the 2 yellows there going, the maximum number of yellows here is 1. And what I should have then said is at least one of these 2 is yellow. But actually, only one of these being yellow won't be enough, because then we'd have to put 2 yellows up here. The only way to do that without them touching each other is there, and that fails because this would be touching a yellow. So these must both be yellows. Isn't this fascinating? Well, okay, it is to me. So the 3rd yellow goes there. This now has to be red, and that's all 3 reds in the column, and those go blue. This is doable. This is so strange. But the pattern I was expecting to be repeating in the boxes is a pattern which had yellow, red, blue in each row and column, and this pattern doesn't. So I don't know quite how we're tiling this grid anymore. It's not what I expected. Anyway, we've got to get 2 more blues into box 4 and a red. And now we've got to get one of, now we are doing one of each in this box, maybe. Certainly in the columns we are. Oh, this sees red and blue, so that's yellow. And this must be now red because it's got touching blue and it sees 3 yellows, and that's blue. So this is the sort of pattern I was expecting to get, where there's 1 blue, 1 yellow and 1 red in each row and column in a box. But we didn't get it here, and we didn't get it here. And that means this whole grid is a little bit more disjointed and disorienting than I expected. That's blue because it touches both other colours. That becomes red. This we can't fill in, but in this column now, we've got 2 reds and 2 blues. We need 2 yellows. We can put 1 in one of those 2 positions. We can't put 1 there, but we must put 1 here. Okay, let's try these rows. There are 3 blues already in this row. We need another red. Oh, it could be there or there. But we need 2 yellows, and only 1 can go here. So 1 must go here. And these are yellow and red. Okay, yes, that's doable now. It's so strange. This touches yellow and blue, so it's gone red. This sees 3 yellows in the row and it touches red, so it's blue, and this is red on the count of the row. And up here we have a yellow to go in the box there and a blue. This now touches blue and red and is yellow, and we need a blue and it's in the corner, and that's red. Now maybe we can finish off the grid colouring now. We need, what, 2 more yellows, 2 more blues in this row. Both of those. We need 2 yellows in this row. One of them's in those and one of them's in those. And we need a red and a blue apart from that. I don't see how to do that. What about this row? We need 2 more yellows, but that could be there and there. No, it couldn't. That's interesting. We can't put the 2 yellows in those positions because this would have to be blue, and then all that would be left in the row is 2 reds. So the yellows are not in those 2 positions. We obviously can't have one here, so we can only have one in that group, and this must be yellow. Now this touches yellow and red and is blue. Down here we have, red and yellow to go. I don't see how to do that. Okay, what about this column? Oh no, well, we were going to put 1 more yellow in this row. How many more blues? 1 more blue. I don't know. One of those is blue. Can that be yellow? This would be red. That would be red, that would be blue. Seems to work. Oh, can you see what else to do now? I thought this was just going to rumble on, but I've got a bit stuck. We need 1 more red here. We need 2 more yellows. I've looked at that, haven't I? 1 in that domino and 1 in that domino. We need 2 more reds here. If that was red, this would be blue, that would be yellow. If that, that can be red. Who was the fellow of which it could be said, his sins were scarlet, but his books were red? I can't remember. Anyway, red. I don't know how to do this now. There is a chance that at some point I'm going to have to try and move over to the thermos and work out how they work. But I'd much rather fill the grid with colour first if I can. But I'm a bit stuck now. That's very surprising. Okay, there is a red in that pair and there is a red in that pair. If the red was here, in this pair, these would both have to be red in row 4. That doesn't work because of yellows in box 6. So if this was red in this pair, this is good. If this was red in this pair, the reds in row 4 would be there and there. This cell would be blue and we'd have red, blue, red. And suddenly these would both have to be yellow to complete the count in the box, and that's not allowed. So this is not red in this domino, this is red, and that gives me this as yellow, this as blue, and completes the row with a red there. And now I've got to fit 3 yellows into this box. So they've got to go there, there, and there, surely. Yes, so we can, I think that this means we can complete the colouring now. Red there. Yellow there, blue there. This is going to work, I think. We've got red and blue to go down here. Oh, red and yellow down here. This is blue. That's all the blues done in this row. We need 2 more reds. There they go, and a yellow between them. Now here we need 3 blues again, or 3 of the same colour again in the same sort of P pentomino. They have to sit like that. Then this goes red and this goes yellow. We must be able to finish this box now. 2 yellows and a red in row 8. 2 reds and a blue in row 9. There we go. That's the colouring. I feel like I deserve an award for that. It's a very pretty pattern, very Kandinsky, but now we have to do some numbers. And blues are always 1, 2 and 3. Is this worth filling them in? No, I'm not going to do that yet. Yellows are always 4, 5 and 6. And reds are always 7, 8 and 9. Now I could see that this sees both of these. I know what I'm going to have to letter these and see if I can reach some equivalences across the grid. That's so strange. Okay, let's call this, well, choosing where to start might be very important. Okay, I'm going to call this cell A. No. Am I? I thought it got placed in 2 other boxes immediately, but I'm not sure about that now. It gets placed in that box immediately, where the only blue cell that could be A would be there. Now, I'm going to have to choose very carefully. Okay, let's at least do this. We'll call, oops, that didn't work. We'll call that A. And this B and C, and see if we can do anything. That's A now. This is B and C in some order, and that's A. And this is B, and that's an AC pair, obviously. Now, this one, I don't know. You see, that doesn't roll into box 4 very neatly. Ah, hang on, maybe it does. Yes, it does. B can't be there, so B's in one of those cells in box 6. And now this sees that B, wherever it is, and it sees A. So that is C. So this is B in the column. That's C in the shape, in the region, in the box. That's the word I'm looking for. Now, that is A or C. Again, right, this can't be A because of that. So A's in one of those cells, and now we know it's not here. That's B, and that's A. Now, I may be able to carry this on. That is C, because it can't be A in the row or B in the column. And these are now a BA pair, which actually was obvious since that became C, but anyway. These now have a C. Now there's an X-wing on C's. No, it's simpler just to see AB reaching up to that cell. That's C. This is B. This is what you have to do, I think. This is such an odd puzzle. This isn't developing how I expected from the rules at all, but maybe I should have. See, look, I can color, well, I can name. I suppose that's what I'm doing. I can letter all of these cells now. All of the blue cells are done. Maybe I can do the same sort of thing for yellow and red. But that was kind of weird. But I suppose if it works for one colour, there's got to be a good chance it'll work for the other. So let's try D, E and F as the yellow cells. D there means D's in one of those, and D in box 1 is there. And D in box 9 is definitely there. So one of those is D, one of those is D. Though, oh, they're both looking at the same cell. One of those two is D in box 6, so that's not D. I'm just going to have to be careful with this pencil marking. What I should have done, and I'm sure you've spotted this, is put A in the center of cells when I know where it is. Let's do that for B. And then for C. Yeah, when I know where it is, I should put it in the center. So I've deemed D's in these places, and then I've got pencil marked D's in those. And that must be D in row 5. And now D in box 2 is fixed, D in box 3, D in box 6, D in box 8, and I've done all the D's. Now I need to choose an E and an F that's going to populate the grid. Let's start here, E, F, E, F, that goes up to box 3 and down to box 9. Box 3 goes along to box 1 and 2, I think. Yeah, this is interesting. F, E, that's F. And I mean, it's quite straightforward to do this. We haven't put a number in the grid after 15.5 minutes, but we've done 3 out of 4 stages that are going to be vital. And maybe the last stage will come quickly. Anyway, G, H, and I to go. So let's start with G there, and then in column 3, G has to be here. And that means G in box 5 is there. One of these two is G. One of these two is G. I probably haven't been trying to be careful enough with my choice, but okay, let's just how do I choose an H and an I? Here or here? Let's do the offset place. Let's make this H. There's still a chance I'm going to have to revisit this, and that I. This must be I in column 1. Oh, G in box 8 is in one of those two, so that's not G. That is going to be useful, actually. So this is G. That's H. That's H. That's G. G can't be there or there in box 3, so it's here. Now I can fill in H, I, G up there. I, G, H, H, I. Here we go. I'm going to have everything lettered in a moment now. I believe I might be wrong. Yes, I and H and I and G and H there. This puzzle's crazy. I and H. Right, that's all the letters in the grid. It's not going to give me a tick for that, because I now have to assign the numbers to these letters. And the thermos have to do that for me somehow. Right, there are 2 bulbs that are B. So they can't be 3 because they lead to different letters. So B is 1 or 2. Oh, maybe I should look at these. D, E, F. Right, there are 2 yellow Ds on thermos. Yes, D is the place to start. That's really interesting. Right, look at these 2 Ds. Before them on the thermos, in the bulbs, they have B and C. Now, B and C have to be different. So, what can D be? B and C have to be different. So D can't be 4. Because B and C would both have to be 1, but they have to be different. So D is not 4. Now, more than that, G and I come after D on the thermos, and they can't both be 9, so D can't be 6. So now we've proved that D can't be 4 or 6, and D is necessarily 5. And the things that come after it on the thermo are therefore 8 and 9 by this ultra-fast rule, and they are I and G. And therefore the one that isn't I and G and isn't 8 and 9 is H, which is 7. And H appears on the end of one of the thermos, and that thermo must go 7, 4, 1. And this is it. We've basically uncovered all of the coding that we set up. F is 4, B is 1. I mean, we must be able to finish now. Now we've got a 4 on a thermo somewhere, have we? No, only on that one. Oh, hang on though. We've got 1. Yes, we've got this other digit before a 5 on a thermo, and that's not 1, so that's got to be 2. And that's C, and therefore A is 3. And look, A begins this thermo, so this one must go 3, 6, 9. E is 6, and G is 9, and we're suddenly done. That must be right. I didn't get a tick because I haven't done the I's. What were eyes? Eyes look like 8. Please give me a tick now. There we go, the solution's correct. What an insane puzzle. I love that, Furba. At first that feels utterly, utterly intractable. And then you get this lovely colouring pattern, which is is it very symmetric? No, it's not. Maybe the yellows are symmetric about the central axis in it. Even that isn't true up here. So only below. Oh, I don't know. I just think that's so clever. Just 4 little thermos drawn in the grid and a rule set. Not a number given anywhere in the puzzle. And that rule set is so simple and yet so unwarrantedly devious. I love it. So clever. Such a privilege for us to bring you these puzzles. And there the heat was on, but we got through it. And if you can't stand the heat, stay out of the kitchen. But if you do enjoy these puzzles, come back tomorrow for a bit more. Or have a look at the Lord of the Rings hunt and the solution videos. That's great fun. Right, thank you very much for watching. We will be with you tomorrow on Wednesday, and we wish you a very happy day. Bye for now.